Man, we got free boat rides back to Europe. Want to go back home? They got sauerkraut, kale, and broccoli on them ships. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be back home to Europe, baby. Sir, oh, you Jewish. Oh, okay, we're on the same boat. Anybody want to go back home to Europe? White people want to go back home to Europe? Free tickets? Free tickets, we got kale. It's not the Titanic. Ahmed gonna be the pilot of the ship. He loves white people. Ahmed loves y'all so much, he gonna make sure y'all get home safe. White people, free boat rides back home to Europe. Plymouth Rock didn't land on y'all no more. Y'all going back home, go back home to Europe? Go back home, baby. Europe, baby. White people, free boat rides to Europe. White folks, I got free boat rides to Europe. Want to go back home? Go back home to Europe. Anybody want to go back home to Europe? Come on, man. Do the Indians a favor. White folks, I got free tickets back to Europe. Want to go back home? Boat ride, baby. Go back home to Europe. Want to go back home to Europe? Any white person want to go back home to Europe? White folks, want to go back home to Europe? Come on, Plymouth Rock didn't have to land on y'all. I can go back. Y'all don't want to go back home? White folks, white people, want to go back home to Europe? Want to go back home? We got free ship rides. Ahmed gonna be the pilot. It's not the Titanic. It's not gonna sink. Ahmed loves y'all. Y'all be nice to Ahmed and his peoples. White lady, want to go back home to Europe? We got free tickets to go back home to Europe. Don't you think you have overstayed your stay in America? Want to go back home? One boat ride for white people. White people want to go back to Europe. Any white person want to go back home to Europe? White folks, I got free boat rides back to Europe. It's not gonna be the Titanic. Ahmed gonna pilot that ship. They got kale, they got cheese, and they got stroganoff on the ship ride. Any white folks want to go back home to Europe? White folks, I got free tickets back to Europe, back to the Führerland, dein Vaterland. Anybody got tickets? Want to go? I got tickets to Europe. White lady, free tickets back home to Europe. Want to go back home to Europe? To the Führerland, ein Führergarten. Anybody want to go back home to Europe? Hey folks, free boat ride back home to Europe. Anybody want to go back home to Europe? They got beef stroganoff and sauerkraut on the ride. You're going to like it. White people, free tickets back to Europe. Anybody want to go back home? I got free tickets back to Europe, sir. You want to go back home to Europe, sir? Nope. Anybody want to go back home to Europe? White folks, I got free tickets back to Europe. The fatherland, baby. Ein Vaterland. Lady, white people, free tickets back home to Europe. Want to go back home? Come on, man. Don't you think you've overstayed your welcome in America? White folks, want to go back home to Europe? Come on. Hey, white people, free tickets to Europe. Want to go back home to Europe? Take that boat ride back. Free tickets. You don't have to come back. The Indians ain't gonna miss you anyways. Want to go back home? White people, want to go back home? White folks, free tickets back home to Europe. Dein Vaterland, ein Führergarten. Anybody want to go back home to Europe? Free tickets to Europe for white people. The Indians ain't gonna miss you anyways. Want to go back home to Europe, lady? White folks, want to go back home to Europe? Them Indians ain't gonna miss you anyways. So let's go back home to Europe, folks. I got free tickets for white folks to go back home to Europe and relocate. Do the Indians some favor. They ain't gonna miss you anyway. People, I got free tickets back to Europe. They serving stroganoff on the ship ride. Stroganoff, ooh. White folks, tickets to Europe. Wanna go back to Europe, man? We got free tickets. We got free tickets for white people to go back to Europe. White folks, free tickets to go back home to Europe, man. Want to go back home to Europe? We got free tickets, free boat ride. It's not the Titanic. Ahmed gonna be the pilot. He gonna love y'all. White folks, want to go back home to Europe? I got free tickets for white people to relocate. Man, white people, want to go back to Europe? I got free tickets for white people willing to go back to Europe. The Indians ain't gonna miss you anyways. White lady, want to go back home to Europe? Relocate. White people, want to go back home to Europe? Come on, man. Y'all don't want to go back to Europe? Oh, man. White people, I got free tickets back home to Europe. Don't you think it's time you go back home? You overstayed your welcome. White folks, tickets to go back home to Europe. Plymouth Rock ain't got to land on y'all. Y'all can go back to Europe. White folks, tickets to go back home to Europe. Want to go back home to Europe, sir? Lady, white people, tickets to go back to Europe. Want to go back home to Europe? Want to go back home to Europe, sir? Ma'am, lady, whatever. Anybody white folks, tickets to go back home to Europe. They serve stroganoff on them boat rides. Jewish man. Have a good day, sir. White people, want to go back home to Europe? Lady, free tickets to go home to Europe. You want to go back home? Don't you think you've overstayed your welcome in America? I mean, the Indians ain't really gonna miss you anyways, are they? White people, free tickets back to Europe, baby. Want to go back home? I got free tickets to go back home to Europe, you know. They got stroganoff, sauerkraut on the ship rides, and Ahmed gonna be the pilot, so you ain't never gonna sink. It's not the Titanic, so no need to be afraid. White man, tickets back to Europe. Want to go back to Europe, sir? I got free tickets. Everything paid, expenses, and everything. All you just gotta do is get on a ship and eat your sauerkraut. White lady, white as snow. I got free tickets back to Europe, where you rightfully belong, your homeland. And that way the Indians can find joy in it. Use me, white lady with the white coat, white as snow. Free tickets back to Europe. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. It's not the Titanic. Ahmed gonna steer that ship. You're gonna get home safe. Wanna go back home to Europe? Oh. White lady, free tickets back home to Europe. Wanna go back home to Europe? It's not the Titanic. Ahmed gonna be the steer. You gonna make it home safe. Amazing white lady, free tickets back home to Europe. Wanna go back home? Don't you think you've overstayed your welcome over here? How about the Cherokee? The Cherokee don't probably like you. White folks, free ride back to Europe. They Führerschland, they Vaterland, Deutschland. Any white folks wanna go back home today? White people, I got tickets to Europe. Any white person wanna volunteer to go back home to Europe? I mean, we can alleviate the pressures of white people in America. White folk wanna go back to Europe? Don't you think there's a bit too many white people in this part of town? White folks, white lady, white and all. Europe, go back home to Europe. Free ship rides, free ship rides, free ship rides back home to. There we go. We got the NYPD